It's been a while since you've been here, which makes sense because you're working on so many projects, and it's great to be busy. And as an audience member, I'm so happy that you're busy. But one thing you were saying backstage is you don't have time anymore for your true love, your first true love, which is fiction.
I love fiction so
You
much.
love reading.
Yeah.
You're a huge reader.
I'm a huge reader of books, you know. And, you know, and fiction. The opposite of nonfiction.
But you, and you said one of the things that you're sad about now is you don't actually have time to read fiction as much as you used to.
Yes.
So you developed a process, and this is amazing. You developed a scientific process, and you've trained yourself over the years. You can now look at the cover of a book, and by just looking at the cover, you can glean the entire plot, all the characters, and you can do what would take me days, weeks to finish a book. You can do in basically 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for me.
Wow. Should we try it again one more time?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Once again, it's time for our segment, Fred judges a book by its cover. Okay, so here's our book, buddy. This is Gears of Troy by Daniel Pierce. Fred, what is this book about?
Okay, so it's by Daniel Pierce.
Yeah.
And so he wrote it. It took him a couple years to put it together.
Uh-huh.
And it's different stories. And it's Gears of Troy.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of kids who are on a boat.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, you know, we got to get into gear, you know, and put on a play. What are we going to call it? We're going to call it Troy. So they dressed up as adults. And they had really good costumes and prosthetic makeup. They had this all made, really well made, as you can see in the cover. So these are kids. They're 5 years old, 6 years, and they and they put a lot of effort into it. They hired all the right people, and you know, sort of built out and stuff. And what they did not spend time doing is what the story of the play was going to be.
Oh.
So it was a mess.
Oh, I see.
And what it was it's them firing arrows into the audience.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just, you know,
So I buy a ticket. I hear, oh, these 5-year-olds, these 6-year-olds, they put on a show. I show up, I buy my ticket, I sit down. Curtains open. I'm like, oh my God, these costumes are amazing.
Yes.
This prosthetic makeup is amazing.
Yes.
And then what happens to me next as an audience member?
Oh, well, the book is about this. So this does happen to someone. So the audience, it's from the point of view of the audience. And they're like, I think these are kids. And just as they're saying that, they're like firing these arrows away at them. It's a little bit of a short book, even though it took a while to write.
You keep going back. You can tell how long it took him to write by looking at the cover?
I just know this. You've read about the writing of this book, have you not?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
Hey, do you mind real quick if I just read you what the publisher
Sure,
said
sure.
the book's about? Okay, gotcha. When Naval Officer Troy Weston loses his hands in a training accident, the doctors present him with a unique offer, robotic replacement hands with added strength and durability. He accepts, and during a fierce and wild thunderstorm, Troy and his craft are sent through a porthole and into an unknown world.
Of kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did it, buddy. You did it again.
Thank you very
Give it up for Fred Armisen, everybody.